Hey everybody, this is Stephen Cox with Rock Class 101, and today we're going to learn the Pokemon theme song since the Pokemon Go app just came out. I hope you're all having fun playing that, and today we're going to have fun playing the theme on the ukulele. In this lesson, which is part 1, we will be learning the complete verse. If you'd like to learn the rest of the arrangement and get access to the tabs and the on-screen tab viewer, go to rockclass101.com and look for the Pokemon theme lesson. So here's the first phrase of the song. Okay, so to play this, all we have to do is play the first fret on the A string, the third fret on the E string, and then our thumb's going to be up here playing the G string. So we're going to play that first fret and third fret with these two fingers at the same time, and then we're going to play the open G string with our thumb. We're just going to do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to switch chords. So now we're going to play the first fret on the E string and the open A string, still with these two fingers. And then we're going to play the second fret on the G string. So we're going to use our middle finger over here, almost like we're making an F chord shape. And you're going to do that 4 times as well. Then the next measure is just the first measure again. And then we start the fourth measure the same way with a little ending on it. So that whole intro sounds like this. The F chord, G minor, fourth measure. And for that last little part, it's 2 on the C string, 1 on the E string, then 3 on the E string, and I usually use my thumb to hit the 2, then I use my pointer finger to hit the first fret, and then I use my middle finger on my right hand to pluck the third fret. Okay, so that leads us into the part where the vocals start. So here's the first phrase, the I wanna be the very best, that whole part. So what we're gonna do is strum a G minor chord, which is open G, 2 on the C string, 3 on the E string, and first fret on the A string. And then this part's a little bit tricky. We're going to reach our pinky while still letting that ring out. We're going to let it reach all the way up to the 5th fret. So this is the part that's going to start the words. So this is going to sound like this. Okay, so basically what we do there is after reaching our pinky all the way to that 5th fret, we just kind of use our index and middle finger to play that 5th fret a few times. If you need help remembering the rhythm, think about the words to the song. I wanna be the... Okay, and then we're going to change chords to an F chord, but we're going to have our pinky down on the 3rd fret, so it's a slight variation on the F chord. Very best. So that's going to be your 3rd fret there, then you hit the open string, and that's the open A string, and then you're going to hit the 1st fret on the E string. So here we go one more time. I wanna be the very best. And then we hit another 1 on that A string to lead into the next phrase. So here's the next phrase. So the first thing we do is we strum a variation on the G minor chord. So we're going to play 2 on the C string, then we're going to play 3 on the E string, and then we're going to use 5 on the A string. So I'm using my pointer finger, my middle finger, and my pinky to do that. And the open G string. So we strum all of those, then we hit 1 more 5, I use my index finger, and then after that we're going to go ahead and hit 3, 1, 3, and then we're going to change our chord to the variation of the F chord. So what I do when I do the 3, 1, 3 is I go ahead and slide my hand down so that I'm using my pinky to play the 3rd fret. This allows me to set up for the F chord shape with the other 2 fingers. while leaving the 3rd fret down on the A string. 3, 1, 3, F chord. Okay, so that leads us to bar 9. In bar 9, we're going to play an E flat chord. So we're literally just going to use our pointer finger to bar the 3rd fret on the G string, the C string, and the E string. Okay, and then we're not going to play the A string at all. I like to just use the bottom part of my pointer finger to keep that muted. So that's the chord. Here's the melody. Okay, so what we're going to do there is, after strumming that chord, we reach our pinky up to the 6th fret on the A string, and that's just a whole bunch of plucking with your index and middle finger. And then we're going to move our whole hand to do this B flat chord, and this B flat chord is going to be 5th fret on the C string, 6th fret on the E string, and 5th fret on the A string. So it's kind of like we're doing a G chord shape, but instead of having this finger on 2, we're moving it up to 5. Okay, so after we've strummed that chord, play the 8th fret on the E string, then the 6th fret. So I'm using my pinky for the 8th fret, then my ring finger to play the 6th fret. So that's that phrase. Then we have another 6th fret that leads us into our next phrase. And this part goes like this. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to start on that same E flat chord, and then we're going to come back up and pluck just the A string, still holding that chord. Then we're going to play a C chord. Okay, so after we do that normal C chord, just 3rd fret on the A string and strumming all the strings, we're going to go down to the 1st fret on the A string. Then after this, we're going to do a D sus4 chord. So the way we're going to do this is, I like to bar the 2nd fret all the way across, and then I put my ring finger on the 3rd fret on the E string. And my pinky is going to go all the way up on the 5th fret of the A string. Now I just strum down, up, down, up, down. And so basically down, up on the D sus4 chord, then I just lift my middle finger to play that last chord. So then leading into the next phrase we have, which is just 2, 1, 3. So after that, that leads us all the way to bar 13. Bar 13 through the end of the verse is basically a slight variation on bar 5 through where we just stopped. So here's the next phrase, just to give you an idea. The only variations are because of the words. So if you know the Pokemon lyrics, it really helps you to figure out the rhythm on here. So here's the next part. Okay, so here we just start with the G minor chord again, the original G minor with the 1st fret on the A string, and the pinky's just hovering in the air. After we strum that, we hit a whole bunch of 5s on the A string. And this is the I will travel across the land. I will travel. So after we get to that note, we're going to hit that F chord variation, where this part's just that 2nd fret on the G string, open C string, 1st fret on the E string, and we're going to use our pinky to do the 3rd fret on the A string again. Then we're going to hit the open A and the 1st fret on the E string. So then here's the next phrase. So here we do the variation on G minor, open, 2, 3, 5, just going down the ukulele. And we strum it once, then we pluck the 5th fret. Now we come back down here, and once again, I like using my pinky to go 3, 1, 3. So pinky, index, pinky on the A string. And then I strum that variation of the F chord. And that way we have that 3 already ringing out, so we don't have to strum that string again, but if we do, it's okay. So here's the next phrase at bar 17. Okay, so that's just going to be barring the 3s on the G string, the C string, and the E string. So 3rd fret on all those, and you're not going to play the A string at all, so you can still mute with the bottom of your index finger. Then you're going to go immediately up to the 6th fret on the A string, and you're going to go index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, and then you're going to hit another 6th fret, and then you're going to switch chords to the B flat chord, 5, 6, 5, C string 5, E string 6, and then the A string 5. Just strum those 3 strings. I like to use my thumb on the G string to keep it quiet. And then you're going to play pinky on 8 on the E string, and then 6 on that same string. And that'll lead us into our next phrase, which we're gonna preface with another one of those 6th frets. So, and then here's the last phrase of the verse. Okay, so to do this phrase, we just play that B flat chord again, 5, 6, 5. Then we come up and hit the 5th fret. Then we do the C chord, open, 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 then 3 on the A string. Then 1st fret on the A string by itself. And then now we just do that strum pattern with the D sus4 going to the D that we did in bar 11 going into bar 12. And then we have a pickup into the chorus, which is 2, 1, 3. And that's where they go, Pokemon. This concludes the first part of the lesson. If you'd like to learn the rest of the arrangement and get access to the tabs and the on-screen tab viewer, go to rockclass101.com and look for the Pokemon theme lesson.